This week on the Spotlight, we congratulate the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. 6 wins and 9 appearances for Tom Brady. We flash back to the 2018 Benkowski Trivia Championship match at the Sock. And then we also talk to Bob Murray, the Black Hawk who played 1,000 games as a Hawk, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38,000 NBA points, all-time number one. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Gilhooly's for my trivia game, 3901 West 103rd Street, St. Xavier Campus, Friday, February 15th at 8 p.m. Music, movies, TV, sports, and requests. Great food, great drinks, great people at Gilhooly's. I'll see you there. Sports Illustrated 1985/2018 sports, because I know the 85 was going to bring tears to the eyes of certain teams, so then I threw in the 2018s for you. But many of you will cry when you don't recognize any of these young ladies. It's called the BB category. BB Rexa, BB Newworth, BB Buell. So just work with me and see if you can pull the right answer out. I made a mistake. I made 2 mistakes in this group here. I defied the rules of championship trivia by throwing in 2 free squares. I'm not going to ask questions there. You will get free squares. Let's see if you can figure them out.
Yeah.
So, we start with the roadies. So you got Sports Illustrated 1985, BB Rexa, or National Geographic.
All right, we're going to go with BB Rexa.
BB Rexa, when she was about 21, started singing in a group, BC. Those are the initials of the group. What's the group? Five seconds. Going.
We'll throw.
I'm going to throw for 50 points. Curious, but whatever.
We have no idea what was picked. Catherine the Great.
Nope, got it back.
Go back. Go back. Keep going.
Why does everyone else from here?
Because you're the first one to throw in this hat.
Way to know the rules.
No.
From here?
Good luck, Kathy.
Oh, in the Konitsky. You stuck it in the taint. It's there in between that area that nobody wants to go in. All right, 009 out. What do you think? 5 seconds. Going.
Big Chicks.
Big Chicks. No. But it's an interesting try. Pinball Blizzards. 5 seconds. Going.
Nothing.
So, time's up. We go to J&B. Other teams, you should be talking about it, because I'm going to speed up the clock. I'm going to speed up the clock because the pinball quizzers told me to speed up the clock. 5 seconds. Going. Out of time. We go to Kieran's Killers.
I know who she is.
5 seconds. Going. What?
Bad company. Until the day they die. Interesting. We go to Bahaman. Should be up your alley. 5 seconds. Going. Out of time. We go to 83. The wave. The disinterested wave. Roadies, did you start it?
Yeah.
Went all the way around. Black cards. Black cards. So back to the Roadies. B.B. Newworth, National Geographic, 1985.
National Geographic.
3 countries in the world are tied for the happiest. 1 in Central America, 1 in Asia, 1 in Northern Europe. Name any one of them.
Finland.
Name one of the countries in Central America, or 1 in Europe, or 1 in Asia. Name them now.
Finland.
Finland, not it. We go to 00 Night Out.
Iceland.
Iceland, interesting, but no. Pinball. 5 seconds.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is right. Denmark and Singapore were the others. 50. So pinball to 12, make that 11:50.
What were the other 2, Pat?
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage.
We're back on the Benkowski Sports Spotlight in my favorite perch, the second balcony of the Chicago Stadium, where the most intense fans always are. And now we're going to go back to the locker room and talk to some of the key performers, especially the young ones.
Player, has Secord impressed you?
Oh, definitely. He's probably the hardest worker I've ever seen in my career, and it's really catchy. When you see a guy like that working as hard as Al does, it catches on with everybody else, and everybody else will, on the bike or whatever, will try and beat him and stuff, and that's the kind of stuff we need on the team. It's the competition part, not where we're trying to outdo each other, which we are, but it makes everybody else better. And when you're making each guy on the team a lot better, your team's going to be a lot better.
Two key cogs out of the defense, Wilson and Manson. Now, for yourself, are you pushing yourself that much more to contribute defensively?
Well, I'm always trying to push myself to help the team out. I mean, it's a team game, and there's going to be injuries along the way, and I'm just happy that I can contribute to this team in a winning way.
Trent, it was interesting what you said about Secord, because his second goal was set up a really massive hit you laid on somebody. The puck broke free and he blasted it in. I guess that was what you were talking about in terms of him setting an example.
Well, yeah, like Els comes to play every night, and when he's not playing, he's working hard elsewhere, whether it may be in the gym or on the bike or whatever, and he's definitely a great leader, and we have a lot of them on our hockey club, and for us young guys, it's something that we can keep in the back of our minds, because someday we're going to be in their position, and it's going to be up to us to lead the way.
You're getting a lot more ice time. Does that help you, and in what ways?
I think, definitely. I'd never heard of any hockey player would complain about ice time, and I'm taking it as it comes and trying to contribute it as best as I can. But it seems that every guy, when you get a lot of ice time, you play better, because you don't have time to think. You go out there and you play, and then you come off the ice and you're right back out there again, whether you make a mistake or not. And the coaching staff's been very patient with me, and I've had a really topsy-turvy first 35 games of the year, and hopefully in 90 I can be consistent. That's going to be my goal, and hopefully I can do it.
How about you and Bob Murray on the power play? Seems like you're having a good time out there.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. It's Murph's just a great guy too, and he's helping me out a lot when I'm not playing, and he's showing me things that that'll help me when I get on the ice. But so when we get out there and Willie's not out there, he's out and he's a big clog in our power play. It's time for us to pick up the slack, and it just shows the type of depth we have on our hockey club.
A game I guess you could call kind of a flashback of sorts, where you and Secord and Savard and Larmer all play key roles in the game. Tell us a little bit about capturing the magic of a few years back.
Well, I would just, it's ironic, but I think I wouldn't include me in that group. I would just say the three guys, we needed a little offensive boost, and the three of them knew they had to do it, and they went out and they did it. And take your hat off to them. Savvy knew the pressure's on him, and he came through big time.
Well, I can appreciate you taking the modest role, but with Doug Wilson out of the lineup, your offensive importance, particularly on the power play, is got to be at least a fun situation for you, getting the puck back at the point and kind of controlling it. Talk about that for a moment.
Oh yeah, we're just basically with Jans and I back there right now. We're not trying to do anything too fancy. We're not going to try the Doug Wilson plays with Dennis Savard. We're going to move the biscuit and shoot it at the net. We're going to try to get everything we can at the net, and then let those three guys up front. They'll handle it from there. And we can't be making the plays Doug Wilson does. We won't even attempt them. But we just got to control it and get it to the front of the net and work hard.
What are the kind of things you tell the young defensemen when you're paired with them about keeping their cool, and I suppose especially you're doing some talking to them in the third period?
Just never panic. Never, especially in your own zone. Never get running around. Just always be controlled, analyze what's going on out there, and don't run around. Just never panic out there. There's no reason to panic.
I know that you're heavily involved in coaching the youth hockey. I guess you just step it up a few years, and that's what you end up doing on the ice sometimes here, huh?
These guys, they can tell me a few things too, but it's not so much as telling them and coaching them as reinforcing them and giving them a little pat in the back when they sometimes don't get them, and they need them, you try to give them all the confidence in the world and say, hey, you're doing it right, and if they're struggling a bit, you keep telling them they're doing it right, and just a guy like Jans is struggling a bit all year, and all of a sudden he comes out and has a great game tonight, and you just keep pushing him, saying, great, get away, keep going, it'll go for you, and eventually it does.
Thank you, Bob Murray, and we'll be back with more in the Spotlight right after these important messages. Don't go away.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables. drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You've got to get to the Sock Live Benkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's.
So when you see this, the Cubs are traveling. The cleanup's taking place, getting ready for the return, but the 12-game trip, gigantic. And my personal feeling, they got to win 8, because I believe if they go 7-5 or 6-6, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. When you have a 5-team race, you have to excel. 1 or 2 teams always will. There'll be a couple that'll fall out, probably San Diego. But the Cubs need to stay at this winning pace, win their series, keep the pressure on, and just like Dusty has on the bulletin board inside, expect to win. That seems to be the mood of the clubhouse as we finish off the last couple weeks of the season. There's increasing speculation that Mark Prior, who missed a couple of months already and hasn't been the same as he was dominating in 03, might be the candidate for the bullpen if the Cubs should make the playoffs. After a recent home game, Mark talked about his situation, his pitching, and the Mark Prior version of the state of the Cubs.
Well, you know, the way I should throw it. You know, I had a good down angle on the baseball, and, you know, even when they took swings at it, you know, you could see that they weren't serving a whole lot of, you know, line drives, you know, deep into the gaps or, you know, obviously out of the ballpark like I've been doing this year. You know, I mean, I gave up, I don't know, 7 or 8 hits, but, you know, I didn't think anyone was really truly hit hard until Pierre's came right back at me. You know, it was just balls that, you know, good hitting on their part, but just balls that they were, you know, going with it and slapping it and finding some holes.
Does this mean you're 100% physically?
No. Nobody's 100% physically right now. You know, guys are battling injuries, and you know, we are, they are, the whole league is. It's a tough time of the year for everybody, but you know, nobody's complaining. You know, I got to go out and pitch, and that's fortunate I was able to do that today.
Mark, granted you all have been on downslide and the way you've been playing baseball, how important was your performance and winning this game for the fans? They seem to have been teetering on the edge of losing the confidence with the team. How important was it?
You know, I don't think today was a make or break for us, per se. You know, I think if we would have lost 2, we would have found ourselves in a very deep hole, and we would have to, you know, kind of dig out of it. Granted, you know, if we would have lost 2, you know, we're 2 games out, but the way the dynamics of this race is right now, there's 5 teams, so you can't get too far behind. You can't have too many people in front of you. You know, I think coming in today, you know, obviously we didn't want to split. Any way you look at it, we didn't play good baseball in the first game, but you also got to give credit to their pitcher. You know, Pavanos had a great year and might possibly be a Cy Young this year, so you knew it was going to be a tough game no matter what. You know, our task now is to come back tomorrow, play good, sound baseball again like we did in the second game, and give Z the support that he needs. And, you know, he's carried us all year. Don't expect him to do anything less. You know, he's kind of been the ace of this staff this year, and, you know, we're all happy for him. So we expect him to come back tomorrow and give us a dominating performance like he has for most of the year.
So the Cubs try to do some damage on the road trip. The longest stretch of time that the friendly confines will be shut down since April. And maybe in the distance they'll hear Ronnie doing his thing. Those thoughts will be ringing in their ears in Cincinnati, New York, Florida, and throughout the trip. We'll be back with more. How do you not smile when you hear him right after these important messages? Thank you.
How you doing, sir? Okay? Good to see you. How you doing? Okay? Yeah.
You've got to get to the Corner Bar for my live trivia game every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. Music, movies, TV, sports, and a lot more. It's at Joe Orr Road in Torrance, a fun place with great food, drink, and people. Lenny Q's Barbecue. Trivia alternate Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Daily specials. Catering, too. It's at the Lansing Municipal Airport, 3249 Airport Drive. I'll see you over there. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Renata's Beauty Salon. They cut hair for men, women, and kids, and I'm among them. Open 6 days a week. Walk-ins welcome. Easy to reach at 125th and Western Avenue. Maybe I'll see you there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. Arguably the top center to ever play, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, is now an assistant coach with the LA Clippers, and he talked about what he's supposed to do there.
Principally, I'm going to deal with the guys up front, and whatever else the coach wants. You got to wear a lot of hats around here.
Kareem, what was it like, the experience on the reservation, and what did you learn from that?
Well, coaching in high school really has a lot more to do with, helping young people deal with life. It wasn't just about hoops. I thought it was going to be all about hoops. That was not the most important aspect of me being there.
Kareem, have you ever thought about becoming a head coach in the NBA?
Well, you think about it, but you got to get opportunities. I think that this is a great opportunity for me. It will enable me to take another step closer to that goal. But I'm very pleased that I've gotten this opportunity and hope to do the best with it.
Have you watched much on tape of Olowokandi and Keith Kloss and the guys up front?
I have worked with Michael summer of '92, right before the strike shortened season. I worked with him a couple of times, and with Keith Kloss. Michael is not going to be a problem to work with. He works hard, and he wants to be the best he can.
How strange is it going to be working with the other LA team after so many years with the Lakers?
Well, it's kind of odd, but a couple of my friends ended up in the same position. Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes. They ended up playing for the Lakers. For the Clippers. So it's not something totally out of the realm.
Why didn't it work out for you in the Lakers at any point, for you being a coach there?
You'd have to talk to them about that.
Would you have liked to have had that experience?
Oh, certainly. I wanted to find a spot anywhere in the NBA. Anywhere would have been acceptable to me.
Are you also going to work with the players on physical conditioning, because that's obviously one of the strong points that allowed you to stay in the league so long, and what was the secret behind that?
Well, we do have a strength and conditioning coach. I don't think I'm going to step in on his territory, but for me it was just part of my preparation. I wanted to be able to do the best I could, and if you're not in shape, you can't do that.
How different are the young players today, and do you think that it's going to be strange to relate to them, or different to relate to them than it was, than it would say older players?
I don't know how different they are. Certainly they have a different set of circumstances in that the game is so much more popular now than it was when I was playing, and it wasn't bad then. So I think you know they have an incredibly harsh spotlight on them, and you know that has its problems.
What is your style of coaching? Some people are screamers and yellers, some are coddle, some just want to instruct.
I think that's something that will evolve, but you know my role model in all of this is John Wooden. You know, I hope to be able to do some of the things that he did.
Have you talked to him about coaching?
Yes, I have.
What does he give advice or any pointers?
He just told me a few things about, you know, what to look for and you know, where to go when you reach certain points. You know, I know the fundamentals of the game that everybody wants to try to teach them, but it's how you do that sets the different coaches apart.
Kareem, it seems like the NBA is going through one of those cyclical periods where there's not that many great big men. Can you put your finger on that?
Well, you know, a dominant center is always an asset for any team, and you know they come when they come. There's no way that you can make them be there if the personnel isn't there.
John Starks came over from Golden State in the Tony Kukoc deal, and Cheryl Ray asked him about how tough the trade was from the West Coast.
It probably would have been a lot tougher, you know, at that particular time, leaving New York to come here.
You had some interesting tussles with the Bulls, but also the fans used to get on you. They used to have some interesting signs throughout the stadium. Any recollections of those?
Not really. My focus was on Michael. I had enough to worry about than a fan holding up a sign. So, no.
Well, one sign in particular it said Starks price check in aisle 6, which at least they had some imagination with what they did.
Yeah, they did. They're very knowledgeable fans. I see. They did their homework. So. But that's all part of the game. You want the fan involvement a part of it. That's what draws fans to the arena. If they can feel like they out there on the court with you, and you know their role is to go out there and disturb your opponent. And you know Chicago fans have done that over the years. So you know as well as our fans. So it's all part of the game. And without the fans, I'm not sure where this game would be at.
What do you think Spike Lee's thinking now?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Call you a traitor?
No, he can't call me a traitor. I'm not sure.
What does it mean to you for your career that where you start and you've been playing all these years, you get labeled professional, you can do the job, and people still want your services at this point?
Well, it just shows that I still have a lot to left to help a team win. And I mean, when you go out there and do your job and you approach your job as a professional and knowing that where I'm at, like I say, in my career, I have to go out there and give an extra 10% just to go out there and run up and down the court with some of these young guys, the way they be flying up and down the court. It's just a testament to, you know, how much I love this game. And, you know, until the day I retire, I'm going to go out there and play with the passion that it takes in order to win.
You've got to get to Moods Bar and Grill, a great place where I do trivia alternate Wednesdays. Exit 19 off I-94 in Portage, Indiana. Great food, great drink, and especially great people. They've weathered some tough storms. When the weather is worse, they show up the best. Moods Bar and Grill in Portage. This week's show is brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop at 108th and Kedzie. Get all your car work done there, like me. The Lansing Floral Shop is the place to go for all your floral needs. Call 708-474-1212. Huck Finn Restaurants, a huge menu, open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 105th and Cicero, and 67th and Pulaski. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.